कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकि कोकिलम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः। जयत्याश्रितसन्त्रास ध्वान्तविध्वंसनोदयः प्रभावान् सीतया देव्या परमव्योमभास्करः परमव्योमभास्करः।
श्रीमते निगमान्त महादेशिकाय नमः। Rama and Sugriva agree to help each other as a memorandum of understanding, as a sign of their true friendship. They go around the fire. On the other hand, while Sugriva does respect Rama, he is a bit doubtful if Rama will be able to stand the valor, sheer strength of Vali in a duel. So he suggests that Rama should showcase or confirm his Viryam, Shauryam, Parakramam. So he holds one test after the other. The first was to pierce a shala tree. Rama, just like a child would play, he uses Leelaya just as an act of play. He takes one arrow, pierces not just one but all the 7 shala trees. Well, impressed with that, yet to do another confirmatory test, Sugriva escorts Rama to the erstwhile Matangashramam by the foothills of Rishyamukha Parvatam, where once Vali had thrown the buffalo body of a demon called as Dundubhi, and that had decayed over a period of time and was just left as a skeleton. Rama, with his toe of the left foot, pushes that away, miles away. Padangushtena darachalana vishwasta suhridashaya describes the Sanskrit poet Deshika. Now, I told you that in the Tamil Ramayanam alone, Kamban makes a small deviation. He says, Rama asked Lakshmana to move the skeleton. While in the original, the way it has happened, Valmiki suggests Rama did. Why should Kamban, who generally adores and respects Valmiki, make this deviation? Because in the original Srimad Ramayanam of Valmiki, inside the cave, when Sugriva learns and understands of Rama, his lineage and his history, offers a seat to Rama. He says, Rama, please sit. But Lakshmana, who is his dear brother, was not offered a seat. This disparity in treatment, in the treatment of your guests, can actually prove very costly to you. Guests are to be treated as gods themselves, says Vedam. Atithi Devo Bhava. The one who comes to your house, he's not your relative or is your friend. He or she is the divine in the disguise of your guest. Atithi Devo Bhava. So how would you treat God? Would you show disparity? While he offered a seat to Rama, he could have very well done that to Lakshmana, but he made Lakshmana stand. This may not have hurt Lakshmana, this may have not been noticed by Rama himself, but karma has its own account. And now Rama wanted to, in a way, tell that my brother Lakshmana is as powerful and as trained as me. That is why Kamban makes this deviation of showcasing Lakshmana's prowess and valor to the world. That aside, sir, isn't this hurting a devotee when a seat was not offered to Lakshmana? Yes, of course. Bhagavata apacharam, it is called apacharam, is a mistake. Bhagavatapachara and the mistakes or the crimes that you commit over the devotees of the Lord. Did Sugriva have to face the brunt of this? Yes, he did. He will do it very soon. Now, after Sugriva having signed the memorandum of understanding of friendship with Rama, each of them promising to help each other in rescuing their respective wives, and then Rama proving through the incident of piercing his arrow through the shala trees, of moving the skeleton of Dundubi with the toe of his left foot, all this happened and Sugriva escorted Rama back to the cave. The Rishyamukha Parvata was around that Matanga ashramam. That is why nothing very detrimental happened to Sugriva in the hands of Vali, because Vali couldn't directly come nor send his men here because they will die because of Matanga Rishi's curse. Now, Sugriva convinces Rama. He says, Rama, do not cry. Like how the Vedas, which are so pure, so very filled with knowledge, were once stolen away by the Asuras, and the Lord incarnated as Matsya to restore the Vedas back. In this process, one of the Sthala Puranam tells that as the Lord restored the Vedas, those Vedas obtained a little obnoxious odor, because the moment you get inside the salt waters of the ocean, anything will smell a bit like the sea. So, to regain their lost effervescent odor, the Vedas requested the Lord to give them that effervescence. That is why those of you who are unaware may please visit this beautiful kshetram called Indu Kshetram. Indu is moon. Moon's Kshetram. It is called Tirindalur in Tamil language. It's a beautiful temple, exquisite architecture in the south of India, in a town called Mayavaram. Mayavaram in the Tamil language today is called Mayiladurai. So, in that Mayavara Kshetram, in one of its localities is this temple for Lord Vishnu, and he is referred to as Parimala Ranganatha Swami. He is Ranganatha Swami, he reclines. Why is he called Parimala? Parimala means good smell, because he offered the effervescence what he has to the Vedas, which had once become a bit obnoxious because of their association with the sea waters. That's it. Like how Matsya restored the Vedas, so will Sita be gotten back to you. Rama, do not worry, said Sugriva. Bharya viyogajam dukkham nichiratvam vimoksyase aham tamanayishyami nashtam vedashruti miva. Then, just by saying such words, maybe Rama could not be convinced. That is when Sugriva said, Rama, I vaguely remember one incident. While we were contemplating about our future course of action, Nala, Neela, Jambavan, Hanuman and me, the five of us were seated on a huge rock of this mountain. While we were seated, we saw one lady go by a flight, a Vimanam at the top, and she was throwing her jewellery looking at us. We were unsure. We are still unsure whether it would have been Sita or it was somebody else. But looking at us three, she threw some of her jewellery. Atmana paschamam mamhi drishtva shailatale sthitam uttariyam tatha tyaktam shubhanya bharana cha. The moment Rama heard these words of Sugriva, he said, Shigram, go fetch that jewellery fast. Sugriva said, I will do it, my dear friend. He goes inside, fetches those thrown jewellery, because as she threw, these monkeys picked them up, these Vanaras picked them up and brought it in a piece of cloth which was actually attached to hers, Uttariyam. So all this was brought in front of Rama, and Sugriva said, Idam pashyeti, see this. The moment Rama saw this, picked up each of the jewellery, held it very close to his chest and started crying profusely. Sita sneha pravrittena satubashpena dushitaha ha priyeti rudanthairya mutsrijya nyapatat kshitau. So those jewelry were thrown, it was showcased to Rama, Rama held it close and he started crying. But he was also unsure whether this was Sita's. He wanted some confirmation. He knew something like this was portrayed by Sita, but he wanted somebody else's confirmation. Who else could confirm but Lakshmana? So he calls Lakshmana and says, Lakshmana, you look at the jewelry and check if this is your sister-in-law Sita's. Pashya Lakshmana Vaidehya Syantaktam Priyamanaya Uttariyamidam Bhumao Sharirat Bhushanani Cha. Look at the piece of cloth, the Uttariyam and the jewelry, and please check if this is Sita's. Lakshmana stands mum. He doesn't reply. Then he says, Naham janami keyure, Naham janami kundale, Noopure tvabhijanami, Nityam padabhivandana. My dear brother Rama, you are showing me a variety of jewelry and asking me to check if this is Sita's. Na aham janami keyure, na aham janami keyure. I am not able to recognize this ornament called keyuram. Na aham janami kundale. I am not able to recognize this kundalam that is worn by the women in their ears. Noopuretva bhijanami. The only ornament in this big set of ornaments that I can recognize is Noopuram. I can recognize only the ornament called Noopuram. What is Noopuram? Noopuram etymologically means the last ornament in the body. That is the meaning of Noopuram. And more or less in our scriptures, Noopuram refers to the anklet which women wear in their feet. I think in the north of India, if I am right, they refer to that as payal. And in the south of India, it is called kolusu. So this kolusu is that anklet worn by the women in their feet, payal, similar to payal in the north. Why is this called Noopuram? Because most of the times, Bharatadesham has assumed this is the last ornament in the woman's body. But contrary to this, there are certain other customs in certain communities where upon marriage, the married woman has the ring in her toe. So this will then become the last ornament of the body. So it could either become the ring or the anklet. The ring is referred to as metti in the southern language. So the Noopuram could refer to the ring which is metti or kolusu or payal which is the anklet. So Lakshmana says, I am not able to recognize any other ornament of hers. You are showing me keyuram, you are showing me kundalam. I cannot recognize any of this to be Sita's because I have never seen them. What do you recognize, Lakshmana? Asks Rama. Lakshmana says, I am able to recognize only the Noopuram. Why? Asks Rama. Nityam padabhivandanat. Because every day, Rama, religiously I used to see my sister-in-law, ask her to come facing the sun and I would fall at her feet. So I have never seen any part of her body of her above the feet. So if you ask me, were these earrings worn by her, was this girdle worn by her, was this necklace worn by her, I will not be able to recognize because I have never seen her that way. I have seen only her feet. So the only thing that I can see is Noopuram. And yes, with my experience of having worshipped Sita every day, I can tell you that this Noopuram belongs to Sita. Noopuretva bhijanami nityam padabhivandanat. After having confirmed that these jewelry belong to Sita by Rama, of Noopuram of Sita by Lakshmana, looking at the sari part which was thrown as Uttariyam because she was sporting that particular dress on the day she was abducted, Rama starts falling into grief. He doesn't sleep in the night. He's just looking at the trees, he's looking at the stars. At this, Sugriva wonders, Rama, even my wife is kidnapped. She is under the custody of my brother. But somehow tears don't roll down my cheeks at all. I don't seem to cry as much as you do. मयापि व्यसनं प्राप्तं भार्या विरहजं महत् नाहमेवं हि शोचामि धैर्यं न च परित्यजे. Then Sugriva said, do not worry, Rama. Like how I have told you how the Vedas were restored by the Lord through Matsyavataram, your wife will come back to you. At the same time, Rama says, Sugriva, I am very, very fortunate. Even in such tough times, I have a great friend such as you who is consoling me. Durlabho hi drisho bandhur asmin kale visheshataha. So this friendship, what Rama has with Sugriva, lasts for a very, very long time. But Sugriva's worry was to release his wife Ruma from the clutches of his brother Vali. Did Rama and Vali fight? Or did Sugriva and Vali fight? If Sugriva and Vali fought, what was Rama's role in it? Next episode.
Dear Astika reader, I am happy to be authoring a 2-part book on the Ramayana in English. The first part is slated for release in the year 2024. The book aims to recreate and retell the Ramayana of Valmiki, conforming to the ancient commentaries and other allied literature. To receive notifications of the book release, kindly register with www.deshikadaya.org/books. Namaskaram.